T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello guys and dolls, welcome back to Honey Badger 3D Print and Paint. I am joined by Carl, who famously claims that he still has all of his own teeth, and Mike, who once ate 280 Twixes and could correctly identify which one was the left stick and which one was the right stick. When I asked him what his trick was, he said the left ones just don't taste right. So, today,
amazing.
Today we are taking a look.
Genuinely amazing.
That was too much to laugh at my own joke. That was
God,
excellent. Anyway, right, we're taking a look at the Nova Whale3 SE, a 10.1-inch 8K printer from Nova.
God.
So Nova still do the Whale3. This is the Whale3 SE. So this one has a few updates to it. So let me just go through the spec.
Got to go faster stripe.
It's got to go faster stripe down the side, obviously.
And bits of it are chromed.
Yeah, so it's a 10.3-inch 8K. It's got an auto feeding system in it. Build volume is 228 by 128 by 260. In Nova Slicer, you can do 0.25mm supports, which makes it much, much easier to do supports. They have changed their light engine to a big COB light engine. Apparently, that's a compare. No, it doesn't say what COB stands for. So a COB light source. If someone in chat knows what COB means or what the COB stands for, then let me know. It does have Wi-Fi, and it is also a leveling free printer. So once we get this out of the box, we should be able to pour the Nova Stan resin in. Hi, Phil. And we should just be able to load up a model and go, which has not been the case for a large number of our streams. So it'll be very interesting to see if that is the case. I am just going to have to pop this on the floor because the box is a little bit too big. So I've popped a link in the video description that takes you to the Nova website, but the Whale3 is also available on Amazon. So if you are looking to purchase it yourself, first thing I really like is for the first time, I think in forever, we have a British kettle cord. Look at that.
Long.
So that's good. So we've then got some, just some regular instructions. And then we get into, nothing in there.
It's well packed.
It is well packed.
That's why how big that box is.
Oh, really well packed. Oh, it's really, really well packed. I did it. I did the thing. Right. Oh,
At least it's lighter than the last resin printer you unboxed.
It's a lot lighter than the P13
last weekend.
Yeah,
Terrible.
I nearly popped a nipple trying to get that thing out. Right, we're going to pop this on its back so I can get this bottom bit off.
I had a hernia operation about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I now need it again.
Yeah, that's just taking the vat off.
Yeah, just ripped all through the whatever they did. Just ripped clean through it and came back out again.
Come on, out you come.
Okay, well, it's got Wi-Fi integrated.
Just like a midwife, then.
So difficult. You had to get my tongue out of my mouth. Then that was nearly a full moment.
So going
So
off
we've
there,
had the Ben 5 on the channel before, and we gave that one away. It's one of the few machines actually that I've kind of regretted giving away after we did, because it's actually a really, really nice machine. It was well finished, had a lot of features in it. It was good. So hopefully this can follow suit. So just having a look at I/O. So we have 2 USB ports and an Ethernet on the side, a power switch on the side, a touch screen on the front. So we've still got a side USB. I'm assuming that inside here we're probably going to have a USB Wi-Fi dongle. So we've got the option of plugging in the Wi-Fi dongle if we want to. Pull this off. Come on. Nice. Oh, okay. Now we're getting this out then.
Have you seen what's on Kickstarter soon?
What?
On.
Well, only because non-stick's in chat.
Go on.
So there is a Kickstarter project which is 3D printed for bees. So you print out their hives, on a 3D printer. And I thought non-stick would definitely be back in that, so we can have his mustache bumblebee back.
So you can see from that we've got this piece here. That is where the auto refill goes in. We've then got this piece here, which I'm assuming holds the bottle. We have got a kilo of their Nova3D resin.
Well,
So
going off their website, James, it's got a dedicated bottle for the auto feed, I think.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because on the video online on the website, it's got like an aluminium top.
Yeah, but that's this bit, surely.
But it might be in a bit of polystyrene there.
Oh, yeah, maybe not actually. Oh, no, yeah, I'd have thought it was that.
Well, it looks different on their video online.
Is it? Okay. Well, we'll carry on taking stuff out. We'll see what happens. So we've got the box.
No.
Inside the box, we've got... Oh. Let's get these out of the way. So take off this. Because this is a protective peel. Pop this in there like that. So again, this is a level 3 bed. So this comes level from the factory. So you haven't got to play about with that. It is not etched, but it does have 4 holes in the bottom of it. Let's see if I can get a closer look at that. So you can see it's not an etched bed. It's completely smooth, but it has got like these 4 bolt holes on it.
Looks like it's been sanded and all.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been flattened.
Yeah. So we'll see how that does. So it's got a bit of a weird... It's got like a turny bit
so
there,
got
so
one...
you can then crank down on it. I mean, fair enough, it works. Right, so we've got a pair of little snippers, the obligatory plastic spatula. We have an empty squirty bottle. We have the mandatory gloves and filters. We also, oh God, and then there's a bunch of screws. Okay, so we've got a, right, okay, so what we've got is a custom, sorry, it's boiling in here. We've got
custom lid for the bottle.
Yes.
For the auto
so
feed, yeah.
This is what we're looking at for the auto refill system. So this screws onto the bottle. There is an O-ring here, which one would assume fits inside of or not.
But again, if anyone plans to use the auto refill, like for us, we'd need to save that bottle because most of the resin we use is Sunlu, which is a
absolutely
bottle.
Yeah. So we'll take off this.
So it would be a case of refilling this bottle.
Yeah.
Which isn't too much of a problem, I suppose.
Not
it just
really.
means you
No,
can't pull one off and slap the other one on, I guess.
Like for this size printer, if you had a full vat and a full bottle, you're never going to use all that in one print.
No. It's not like we're not talking like a Mega 8K kind of thing. So
not unless you was just printing a solid cube.
Yeah, true. All right, so that screws on there nice and tightly. This must screw on to that. It's going to be interesting. Got an optical end stop on the sides, and I guess we take that off. Oh, okay, I see. I was just about to say, I don't really know how you're supposed to...
Matt's saying you look much healthier now, Cole. You've got colour in the face and you look like you've put on some weight.
Sounds like a response you got on a Tinder app, isn't it? Mr.
Like
German's saying it looks like I've put weight on and I've got better colour.
Is that good?
I don't know.
Were we concerned about your weight at some point?
I'm only concerned about it going up. There's all them Twixes that Mike's had. I'm a bit peckish now.
I wish I had that many Twixes. I've been on a diet. I could really eat a load of Twixes.
I know.
And if you did, you know which left and the right stick.
You what?
Yes.
I said with the Twixes, you'd also be able to tell which one's left and right.
Yeah.
Due to your amazing skills.
There you go. Season's already kicked off. 8 o'clock kickoff, Mike. Yeah. City have already scored. 4 minutes, Haaland. Like 4 minutes. Crazy. And Phil sat there saying, I'm going to lose weight. He's on holiday at the moment, having, a bit of champers for breakfast.
But he also doesn't get stressed out by Everton.
Yeah, but he's a Liverpool fan. It's even worse.
So, no, he's in a much better position than you are, Cole. Let's be fair.
I'm not telling people how to design printers, right? I'm not an engineer. But if I just show you, I'll pick this up. The place for the screws are inside of this bit here, right? You see? So they've had to machine holes in the top so that you can screw down, right? So why wouldn't you just bend those sides to the outside so you didn't have to do that? And it was really easy to screw them in. Why do they need to be on the inside? Have a word with yourselves.
Probably I don't know. I'm not going to say. If they did it on the outside, then the vat wouldn't fit then.
Yeah. The lid won't fit on.
You could have made that so that the lid would have fitted on. A little bit of ingenuity, that's all they needed. This is why people need to send us machines to beta test so that we can tell them all the ways that they're wrong. Right.
After the screws after the P13, they're just crap now.
To be fair, they're quite big. They're quite big.
Doesn't matter. You have to take them out.
Well, you don't. So these ones unscrew, and then they just go up or down. But to get them through the vat, there's like a little bit of screw.
Yeah.
I'll show you. If I take this out,
that doesn't matter. P13 screws are the best ever.
So hold on. So if you look, you can see that only the tip is threaded.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Brilliant.
But then if you're going to empty the vat, you'd have to take them out anyway, so they're not as good as the P13.
Right.
That's a lot of twisting.
So screw those down. And then I guess we just straight load up this bottle. It doesn't leak unless you put it in, so that's a good start. And it does leak when you, or it does pour in once you push it down. So
when does it know to stop? What's it got there to stop it?
I would assume it'd be when it.
I think once it fills up to a certain point.
Yeah, but is there a sensor there?
The pressure would equalise. So it's a mechanical rather than electronic. Right. There's not a sensor on it. It's just a mechanical stop, I think. I'd be lying if I said it was quick at filling it up. Like it's more of a gentle suggestion that it's filling up rather than a gushing moment.
Well, the thing is, it's not meant to fill the printer; it's meant to top up.
I suppose so. I probably should have filled it up before I put it in there to refill. But I kind of wanted to see what it did.
It's a nice looking printer.
It's a simple. I'll tell you what. It's a simple system. Like there's no leveling.
It looks nice in white.
Yeah, it does look nice in white. The only problem is
the hood looks super clear.
It does look super clear. I mean, it won't for very long. Like
no, because you're touching it.
Right, I'm not any worse than anybody else is. Probably.
In 5 minutes' time, it's going to have resin on it.
But Mikey's got smaller fingerprints. He's got smaller hands, so it won't be too bad, this one.
As soon as you come out of James's kitchen door, just for your own safety, just presume everything is resin. Even the grass. When I was there last weekend, there was a big resin patch in his decking.
There's a big resin patch where?
In your decking.
Oh, yeah.
You thought I didn't see it, but I did. I don't even know how that's
your house and point at all the places that you spill stuff.
I went to wash some prints that we'd done on the P13. I lifted off the hood of his wash station. I went to put it down. I took my hands away and it was still stuck to my hands. There was that much resin on it. The build plate on the turntable for the curing part, instead of being its usual 10mm, is now about 45mm thick.
Multicolored resin.
Anything bigger than a 28mm mini now hits the roof of the cure station. There's so much resin on that turntable.
It does look a little bit like the Pegasus, the colour.
Yeah, it does look a bit like Pegasus. Yeah, it's got a bit of a JShenC vibe about it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't come with its own. It does come with its own Wi-Fi dongle, but it doesn't come with its own USB stick. So I'm going to use my USB stick. I guess we're about to find out whether or not. So it detects it in the first port. Looks like it detects it in both ports. All right, okay. So as I said, there's 2 ports on the side, and one of them is obviously for Wi-Fi. But right, so I am in Nova Slicer. I'm going to do the frozen one. I'm going to do the frozen print test.
Does it only run on Nova Slicer?
No, it also runs on Box, but I'm going to use Nova Slicer as part of the. I'm going to use Nova Slicer as the baseline because they do the 0.25 supports, and I want to see whether or not. I mean, I just want to see whether or not they work. Like, I want to see how good they are.
It does work on. It's got. They have got a profile lychee slicer. I know James despises lychee, but you know.
So let me be really clear about the reasons that I don't like lychee slicer. Right, they're twofold. One, I do not like the fact that lychee will use. Lychee is very much like Chrome. It will use any and all resource available to it on your PC at any one time. So if it's open, I do not have a slow PC. And whilst it's slicing, it sucks everything in my PC into a tiny little black hole. And then occasionally it just crashes and just goes, oh, yeah, you know that stuff you were doing? Oh, well, I don't want to do that. So you figure it out. So I hate that straight out of the gate. So I hate that straight out of the gate. The second thing I hate, so with Chi2 Box, there are two versions, Basic and Pro. There are a few extra features in Pro than there are in Basic. There's a few extra profiles in Pro than there are in Basic. But fundamentally, they're not night and day different. They make your workflow a little bit easier, but they're both comparable slices.
For how much it is to buy, yeah, worth it.
Yeah. Lychee makes you watch adverts so that you can use their slicer for free. So Lychee can swivel on it because there is no way.
They punish you if you won't buy the Pro version.
Yeah, if you won't buy it, then we're still going to make money off you.
Well,
and we're going to do that by showing you a bunch of adverts.
They have 3 levels on Lychee. So you got your free one, a paid one, and then another paid one. But they do have FDM printers on it now.
Great.
What's the difference with the 2 paid levels?
Well, one, it doesn't kill your PC when you slice.
Oh, so that means they're doing that on purpose then?
Probably. But it's got better features for supports and stuff like that.
So that's behind a paywall as well. So to be clear, again, with Chi2 Box, the support settings in Chi2 Box are near enough exactly the same as they are in Pro as they are in Basic. There is a few extra options that you can control in Pro that 99% of people wouldn't even touch anyway. So there's
a couple of different patterns of the only thing that's really noticeable is when some of the parts it goes into like a tree to join onto parts.
Yeah, they're a bit more robust in Pro than they are in the free version. But they don't put that kind of stuff, things that you actually use, behind a paywall. The things that are behind the paywall are mesh tools or things that you could do in Mesh Mixer for free.
Unlike on the free one,
you get to make it easier.
You can get auto supports, but you get better options for auto supports on the paid one. So you get better this is the way it works, though, isn't it?
No, I don't like it. And the problem is if we accept it, it normalizes it. And then it's no longer that Lychee are the outlier. Every single slicer starts doing it. If there is a way that all slicers could start generating revenue without having to take membership codes, so that, for example, they start showing adverts, they would all start doing that, with the exception of Ultimaker, because they make theirs for the Ultimaker, and they just release the features to everybody anyway. They're more focused on getting new features out there for the Ultimaker community than they are necessarily altruistically trying to make a better slicer for the community or whatever.
So this would be a bit of a random one, but Lychee is actually a French company. So this would potentially be a European idea to charge for said levels.
And I just don't like it.
And also, I don't like Lychees.
You don't like what?
Doesn't like Lychees.
I don't know what a lychee is.
It's a fruit.
It's a little fruit.
That's disgusting.
They are.
That's where bugs poop. I'm not eating no fruit.
They're not very nice.
No, I can imagine. Especially because you've got to sit and watch an advert before you can eat them.
And that is your Friday James rant over.
Oh, I didn't say it was over.
You don't get any warranties with Chinese machines.
Have I 3D printed something that I can use as a bottle opener?
Use your teeth and then just 3D print a new set.
That sounds like such terrible advice that I'm not even going to take it seriously.
What, the P13's a dental printer?
Yeah.
Amongst other things, yeah. They didn't send us any dental resin, though.
But he will be going to hospital.
Anyway.
He's going to break the top of that bottle and go get stitches.
Stab himself in the eye with a knife.
Yeah.
This will probably be fine.
Did they not teach
you
you
how to
open a bottle in the
your
army?
Parents will thank you. Yay!
Then again, an iPhone is made in China.
Right.
What isn't?
But you don't have to watch 4 adverts before you can go in the shop. Like
watching you open that, a couple of weeks ago, we had people round, and my wife went, can you open that bottle of wine? I've been trying to do it. I can't do it. The corkscrew won't work. When I went in there, it was just a twist cap. She was trying to open a screw cap bottle of wine with a bottle opener. She said she couldn't get it to go in the cork. That's what I have to deal with on a daily basis.
This all started because of the Apple train milking everyone for everything. Right, first of all, Apple didn't invent the idea of trying to sell people everything they sold. Like, James, don't think you can do dental printing. Should be done. Should be. So I agree. I don't think any dental printing should be done at home. So me and Nonstick were having a conversation the other day. There is apparently a company that you can join where you effectively become a little bit like part of their workflow. So they send you files, you print them, and then send them off. It's a little bit like there's an FDM version, and I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically it's for dentistry, right? So they send you a file, you print it, and then you send it off to them, and they do what they need to do with it. Now, the problem I said with that is I have seen absolutely no evidence that this thing exists. So it does feel like a lucid dream that he's had at some point that he's now convinced himself is real. Not perhaps entirely unlike the
perhaps it was an hallucination from a bee sting.
Unless it could have been unless it was on an advert. Unless it was on an advert when he's going on Lychee Slicer. Potentially,
yeah, unless you saw it on there, then it's really real. But the point I made was that all dentistry stuff would need to be sterile, would need to be inside of certain tolerances. You'd have to use specific resins. Those resins would have to have certifications. Your machines would have to have certifications. You'd have to prove that you'd never had non-dental resins in your printer, so there were no foreign contaminants. Like, there's so many things that I'm not challenging that 3D printing is used for dentistry. It absolutely is. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that there really isn't anybody in their home who could create an environment in which you could print sterile dentistry items that you could then ship off to somebody.
I'd be terrified of putting a tooth I've printed in my own mouth.
The dentist told me to contact them. I'm telling you now that dentist doesn't sound like a dentist. He sounds like a tooth witch.
Just to be clear, when you print them, you're not sending them off to people. You're sending them off to a lab where they then make the dentures from them.
Yeah. So they probably use it as a mold.
Yeah, all you're doing is printing a mold.
Hey, Matt. So once again, I don't think that's happening. I don't think a bee is stalking you. I don't think that it is possible for you to print your own dentistry. So,
and this is why, they could be cloning people's teeth.
Yeah,
these aliens
back
might
to
be
the
doing
lab.
it.
Right, but why would they get you to print? The point of a lab is to have all the machinery there. That's why it's a lab. It's not just some guy sitting at a desk just waiting for stuff to turn up.
Nonstick's trying to find something to put on his resin printers. He's got to have an excuse to turn them on.
Well, I mean, I'll tell you
wants to
exactly
do his own
what
teeth.
you put on. If you're looking for something to put on your resin printers, then what you put on is resin flip-flops.
For Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Now, I did size these slightly incorrectly. I'll admit that. I'm not perfect. And I did, in this instance, make these a little too large. So I measured these off of the outside of my shoe, not really thinking about the fact that there is also an inside to my shoe.
Oh, Matt's got the Apex to unbox tonight.
Oh, his Apex turned up. Yeah, I should be here in a couple of days, Matt.
Oh, is it
we
cleared
could do
now?
a joint live stream if you want. Do some Q&A on the group. But these are also made entirely out of an elastic resin, so they are
very flexible,
squishable, foldable, stuffable.
It's like you can just put them in your pocket.
They are a touch too big, but it just means I'll never grow out of them.
But what it does mean is he can also wear his flip-flops while he's wearing his trainers.
Yeah,
and a couple of pairs of socks.
I'd love to make shoes.
When you go to Germany, you need to walk around the event in them sliders and tell everyone you printed them.
Now, you see, that would be tricky because if I had to walk any, I did an infill, but the infill wasn't necessarily as high as it perhaps should have been. So it should have been about 50 to 70%. and I did 8%.
So
Like currently, what's
them,
happening right now is I am wearing my sliders, but they have collapsed to the point as to which I somehow feel like I'm shorter now I'm wearing them.
So in theory, you made them like Air Max, which have now popped.
Oh,
no,
Air Maximums.
No, what is made is just air.
Yeah. And the fun fact is that I also put drain holes in the bottom, so when you stand on them, all the air does escape. So,
and then when you walk in a puddle,
saying they're perfect. I'm not saying they're perfect shoes. I've never claimed that, but they do exist and they're mine.
And if you want to place an order,
TPU on the bamboo.
You did do a blue one in TPU, didn't you?
Yeah, that one looks all right.
I've done one blue one. Removing the supports from TPU sliders.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
A massive punch in the groin.
Yeah,
just removing
that's tricky. Yeah, that is a tricky thing. So
Matt says he's down to join in for that.
Yeah, that was for the Apex Maker Q&A. So we'll give that. We'll wait until ours turns up because Matt, ours isn't here yet. Ours is at the port, but it's not done end of journey yet.
Have they released it yet?
What, from the port?
Yeah.
I don't know. They won't give me any tracking. It's a mystery. It's a fun little surprise. That
we had the resin turn up a couple of days ago.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wednesday.
Yes, sorry. Yeah. We had the Apex Maker one, yeah. So then we've also got, and we may as well disclose this because I've not signed anything that says we can't. We've also got the Cool Seeger on the way. So the Cool Seeger is a 13.7-inch 8K auto refill resin printer that right now their profile has it printing at 203 millimeters an hour, which is insanely fast.
Yeah.
So the Apex Maker does 180 millimeters an hour on maximum with fast printing resin. And the claim from, well, not just a claim, I've seen the video of it doing it. The Cool Seeger prints at 203 millimeters an hour, which means that if you were printing a plate full of minis, you would be able to print a full plate in under 10 minutes. Which is mad. Have we seen the new Mega and the Wash and Cure? So I've seen the new Mega 8KS.
There's now
it's following obviously the same principles the Mini 8KS.
Yeah, but there's now a Mega Wash and Cure.
Oh, is there? Oh, that's good. So we've got the Anycubic large one, but they
Plus.
do an we've got the Anycubic Plus Wash and Cure station, but Anycubic are now doing a Max.
Max.
And the Max is meant for the M3. So I've not had loads of occasions where it's not been big enough for the parts that I'm doing, but I have had one or two. So I've had some real issues with my Kingpin model. And trying to get that to trying to get some of those parts cured was, that wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy that. Imagine having a Kuma Mod speed profile on that one. So they are doing a speed profile at the moment, and Cool Seeger they reckon they can push it a little bit faster. But to be clear, it's all about the quality you can produce, right? The only reason that you print in resin is that you want higher quality. If they're doing that, to be clear, I don't know the settings, but if they're doing that at, say, a 0.1 layer height, and then they're doing, and they're getting kind of draft lines and things like that, it's like, it kind of defeats the object of doing it. I know I'll probably get ridiculed, but I have a new resin printer, despite not actually having printed for about 3 years. Excellent. What did you get, George's Gaming Guide?
So the Cool Seeger, I like the doors on that one.
What
don't get too attached to them. So the one that we're getting, the Cool Seeger that we're getting, is going to have metal doors, but the production version they're going to be acrylic. because
So
they were
ours-
just too heavy and they were causing M5S. Oh, is that the 12K one?
That's a super fast one as well.
Yeah. The 12K with the ACF film or PFA film. I can't
So
remember.
does that mean you're coming back then?
Does that mean you're coming back to printing,
Or
or are you just getting it so you
it
can print Lego really quickly?
in TPU.
Does that mean you're going to finish your Warlord Titan that you started about 5 years ago?
Oh Christ! I don't think he's going to finish the Warlord Titan.
Well, it'd be quicker to finish it on this.
If he'd have saved up £1 every day since he stopped printing, he could just have gone out and bought one.
He'd probably have about 5.
Matt, have you got any sizes on the Wash Max from Anycubic? Because I know they've got it coming out. I haven't been told how big it is. Because I've mentioned it to James, and I have to buy 7 litres for my wash station. And that's quite painful, filling that up with 7 litres. So anything over that's going to be...
something I really need to sort out is a bigger wash and cure, because with bigger printers, it really is a problem. Like...
Yeah, but you've got printers that have got big build plates.
Yeah, we have. It's only when I do something. So just to be clear, even on the Mega, it's only when you do something big, like when James did Thanos.
25
I
litres.
I printed the torso on the Mega, and it was huge.
Yeah.
And it didn't properly fit in the wash bit. I had to wash it in 2 halves and keep switching it, and then it wouldn't fit in the Cura. Like, I just had to jam it in there and jam the lid on and keep turning the actual piece.
Give it a shake.
Yeah, like it's...
If it's 25 litres, I'm remortgaging my house to fill that.
The Mega Wash was... I think the Mega Wash, that's the one that came with the...
No, it's new, the Mega
isn't
Wash.
it?
No,
the Frozen Mega Wash.
Frozen have got a new one, Mega Wash and Cure.
Yeah.
Right, but the Mega Wash can't be... The one from Frozen can't be 25 litres, surely.
No,
you get a hernia.
Insane.
You get a hernia picking that up, wouldn't you?
Well, if it's Frozen, it may well be 2 separate units, like the one I've got.
Yeah.
A wash unit and a cure unit. So you're not taking that on and off until you have to empty it.
Let's have a look on their website. Accessories, wash and cure. The Wash Mega. My God, it is
25. Oh my God.
25 litres to fill it.
How much is it?
George, that
299 just for the wash, and then the cure is 459. So you're dropping £900.
Well, the cure, you can actually get big cure stations for cheaper than that.
Have you seen? It's got a valve on the side to drain it.
Well, because how else you can't pick up 25 litres of like I'm not being funny. 25 litres, that's a lot of anything.
That's like nearly 150 quid for IPA.
More than that. More than
I
that.
reckon, George, your Mono X with resin for 3 years will still work. Because mine had it in for like 6 months.
Yeah, probably. Is it sealed, or were they opened and half used?
25 litres though. Oh my God.
$25 litres of IPA right now you can buy on Amazon for £112.49.
The thing with it is, though, with a large volume of IPA, it's not going to get as saturated as it usually does.
That is true. Like, it probably is going to last longer. I mean, you would hope so, because otherwise, 25 litres. Like,
do you think with that valve, you'd potentially, when you're draining it, would potentially the resin that's left in the IPA wouldn't come through that? There might be some sort of filter.
Or what you would do is let it settle for a few days, then drain it, and hopefully you drain off the resin.
Yeah.
And leave it clean.
The problem is how do you get it? How do you get it? Like, where do you pour it? Like, you've just got to throw it. You've got to get it out into the bin.
Is it? What's the fitting on it like? Because you could probably put some sort of
There's a
hose
tap
on it.
on the side, but the tap's just an open and close valve. Like, it's not got a sieve on it or anything. And
Yeah,
if
there'll
it
be a
did,
fitting
that
you'll
sieve
be
would
able
just
to
get
get onto
clogged
it.
up in 2 minutes.
You'll be
Be an
able to get
interesting
some sort of fitting.
goldfish bowl, wouldn't it?
Like, I'm not saying it's a bad idea, because when you've got something the size of a Mega 8K, you need a big wash and cure station. Like, you need a big one.
Nigel said, "My Mono X still has resin in the vat and a print on the build plate from about 3 years ago."
Yeah, that could be tricky. If it's been in the vat, that might.
That was the last parts on his print.
Probably.
Sometimes I leave it a day or two before I clean a build plate off, but I've never left it 3 years.
That's got to be the biggest wash station I've heard of, 25 litres to normal users, not an industrial.
Until you get into industrial grade, yeah.
I think it's bigger than the Galaxy one.
I didn't think that was that big.
Honestly, don't remember. Well, the eMake one is big enough for a 17-inch printer, so it's got to be. Hold on, eMake 3D. Let's have a look and see if they've got it on their website. So they've got.
I would probably say, Nigel, that the resin is no good that's in the vat. You might want to change the FEP.
So the curing box for the eMake is $560. Professional print, yeah, $350 for the wash.
And the cure station's 400 by 400 by 400. That's not the internal. That's the actual size of it.
So that mega fits. So Matt, are you saying it fits all the printer build plates other than the actual mega?
400 square is actually the size that you can cure inside it. So it's like 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters big.
Because the current mod is saying the frozen one, it fits all the current plates sub 2000.
To be honest, you should be able to get everything.
So eMake have properly updated their website. So they've got the large eMake, which is 2,900, but then they've got a 10.1 inch silent printer, a 10.1 inch 8K, a 10.1, a 6.6 inch 8K, a 13.6 inch 7K, and a 15.6 inch 4K.
Right, I found their wash station, and it's not the size is, it's 360 by 300 by 360.
Right.
Doesn't say how much IPA it holds though.
Well, this beautiful clear hood has immediately got resin on the inside, and you all watched. I didn't do anything, so that's not my.
So you're looking at $800 for the cure station and the wash station from eMakes, which is about the same price as the frozen, isn't it? Roughly.
Yeah, about the same.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they actually cleaned pretty well. Right.
You got resin on it, didn't you?
To be clear, you all saw I didn't touch the thing, but it was resin on the inside. Yes.
Resin seems to attract you, doesn't it, James?
Yeah.
It fits 15.6 build plate. Maybe not the eMakes, but the Apex should fit.
Right. Let's see about getting this off. So this is all stock settings on this. This is nothing. I haven't customized anything. This is their resin, their slicer, their profile, everything. I just put it on, sliced it. Right, we've got it. So bear with me, callers, whilst I go and cure this Talk amongst yourselves.
E-Maker's a shell of E-Packs 3D. Yeah, it is.
Sorry, I wasn't concentrating. I was talking to my tattooist.
Oh, Man City are winning 2-0 now.
Obviously.
Haaland scored again.
Obviously.
I've put money on for him to score 40 goals this season in the league.
Yeah, I think he probably will. Going to
be an interesting season. What's everyone else got printed at the moment? I know Mr. Resin God.
Oh, I've got nothing on at the minute.
What have I done this
I'm
week?
busy trying to finish painting this bloody car.
I'll be. I know.
Doing spotlights. Like, just everything on it is taking so long. Oh,
But it does look good though. Oh, the top light. Oh, they look good.
So that's clear resin, but with a ink over the top. So it's still see-through. You can still see through it.
So it's like a transparent. That's cool. That.
Yeah. So once the lights go in that, it'll glow up like a siren.
How many parts have you got left to paint them for it?
All I've got left to do is the front inside of the cab. I've done all the back with all the ecto.
Yeah, I've seen the picture. That looks really good.
I've got the front seat and the dashboard to do. In the engine bay, I've got some wires and stuff I've got to pick out and paint. That's it.
So Akuma Mods has been dialing in settings for metallic resin. That's Yusu, isn't it? Yeah. It looks nice, but it's a bit of a bugger to print.
And sanding headlights. Sanding clear resin headlights. It'll take so long.
And they're only small as well, aren't they?
Well, they are and they ain't. So they're about the same size as these, like. But both sides have to be sanded so they can then be clear coated, so that light will shine through them.
But it'd be worth it because if it's anything like the windscreen that you've done, it looks mint.
I'm hoping I'm going to get it finished this weekend because I'm really done with it now. I'm really done with it.
Had enough of it.
It's so long.
But it's worth it. It looks good. Like even the body looks nice with it painted. It's got a nice shine to it.
It has got a good shine to it. It does look nice painted. So all the back's done. The two rear doors are on. The boot door, like the back, that's on. The frames, all like the frame and the wheels and the suspension and the brakes, they're all on and done.
Hello. You finished saying your things.
He's out of breath and he's sweating like.
It is really warm down here at the minute.
It is incredibly warm. Oh, it's upside down. Well, I'm glad that wasn't live on camera. Right, okay, so let's just see if we can get that to focus. Maybe we'll just try zooming in. So that
is nice.
Out of the box. You can see all the text. Everything is nice and separate. All the lines are nice and separate. You can see through the vast majority of those holes. Nothing's over-cured on that. That has come out perfectly.
That's come out really good.
So that is out of the box, filled up, no leveling, using their slicer. 15 minutes, including waffle, to have a finished print. And that print took 20 minutes, probably, I think.
How much is it?
It's $560 at the moment. It was 850.
So it's going right up against things like the Uniformation GK2 and what
The big
an M3 Plus.
Yeah, the Harlot
Mighty, Frozen Mighty.
The Frozen Mighty, yeah. So it's going up against some big hitters in the space, but
it does look nice. It does
looks nice. Does
Visually,
the job out the box. Does what it says on the tin. Like it's doing the job. I'm not a massive, as we've said before, I'm not a massive fan of side USB ports, but it's fine.
It's very rare that you get a printer that has one on the front.
Yeah, it is fairly rare. It's not a lot of printers that have them on the front. I like them on the front from a usability perspective. But so that print took print tips.
George, we haven't done a test on the M5S yet. I am working on trying to get Anycubic.
Yeah, we're having a chat with them about getting one of those.
Yeah.
It's the speed more than anything else I want to see.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't believe there's that much to be had in the 12K space. I don't think there's that much more detail that I think you can
visibly see.
Yeah, but you witnessed
at that point.
You witnessed the new Corality one, didn't you? Though, Mike, print at super speed.
Hallett Mage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
right.
yeah.
That was just so quick.
Right. And on that note, before I melt into a puddle of my own misery, I think we're going to call it a night there, guys, because that does exactly what it says on the tin. 569 right now. It's on sale. Normally it's 899.
Cool.
899. That's a bit of a challenging sell for me personally. But 569. That's an amazing. That's a solid price for that machine. Auto refill, no leveling. I mean, you saw how easily stuff came off the plate. Came off really easily. Does what it needs to, right? That did everything that I needed it to do. So we're going to do some more tests. We'll load up the build plate and we'll see what everything else, how it does with everything else. But other than that, thank you very much for joining us. Do not forget to like and subscribe. Keep an eye on the channel. Got some cool stuff coming. Matt, I'll drop you a message about setting up a live stream for the Apex. And then we'll go from there. Thanks very much, guys. See you soon.
See you later.
See you later.